How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Mamiya. Now, this game it's interesting, isn't it? It's very, very mysterious. I've really seen this it's a weird blend of like mystical, like obviously something pseudo like physical is happening here, but it's also still more grounded in reality than like it would appear at the surface. So I'm really curious to see how this goes because we've been following Haruki, he's effectively a wanderer. He's homeless essentially. He ends up spending a lot of his time with women whom he has relations with, and in exchange he gets like a place to stay, maybe a little money, some food, and he kind of bounces around from home to home. And when he doesn't have one of those, he uses what little resources he has to stay in random places like overnight at a manga cafe, or just whatever place he can find, like movie theater. He does movie theaters, so he's very much on the move. He started meeting up with the maid of Akihabara, and they started investigating the passing of the person whose funeral we're at the very beginning, Natsumi, because she's convinced that he didn't die. She's hoping to find out that he just like ran away or vanished, but he kind of like shot down that idea after an odd interaction he had with Mamiya. He then kind of just cut himself off from her, and it sucks because it actually kind of sounded like she considered him a friend, and then she just kind of left. And so now he's just kind of doing his own thing, wandering around, but feeling like he's got regrets of how he handled that situation. Like he's like, why did I do that? And so now he's like, but now he's gone back in with the girl like at the beginning of his story who kind of gave him some cash and dumped him. I guess things didn't work out with her boss, and so she invited him back. So he's been back staying there for a little while, and she just asked him, it's like, what was in the log? She's just like, Haruki? And yep, so that is where we are now. So let's jump right back into it. Yeah. You were thinking about another girl, weren't you? Come on, you know you're the only one for me. You don't need to lie. I could tell by the way you were touching your necklace. You look like a million miles away. Why don't you go to her? Huh? There's no way You can. Go make up with her. Odd, but you know what? It makes sense. Come on, don't look at me like that. I even went out of my way to cook for you. I wasn't expecting anything special, you know. I only called you because I felt like it. But there's no point in this if you keep making that face. Just bring a present, apologize like a man, and the rest will sort itself out. In your case, anyway. It's not like that. It's not like that. Wait a sec. You're telling me you've no idea how to make up with a friend after a fight? I felt dumbfounded for a moment. I didn't know how to make up with a friend? For some reason, that struck something very deep within me. Up until now, if I'd gotten into a fight with somebody, I just cut them off. There's 130 million people in this country. Losing one person didn't seem like a big deal. I figured I'd just have to find someone new, and that'd be that. I finally came to the realization that I had no idea how to repair a bridge that had already been burned. Well, I mean, you could go to the Christmas party. That's a great way to start, at least. How to make up. There. Search. Making up with your girlfriend. Making up with your boyfriend. Come on. I know way more about this stuff than all these keyboard warriors combined. A present is the perfect excuse to start a serious conversation. Then it hit me. It was almost Christmas. Well, we'll be holding our own Christmas party. Do come by if you're in the mood, okay? A quick look couldn't hurt, I guess. A little cat. My cat's here, so we'll see if he interrupts this at all. So I came all the way here. But now the issue is actually at hand. I realized I had no idea what to give to her. I kept lingering on that painful Christmassy story. I ran my gaze across the great for presents section, but nothing really caught my eye. Elegant necklaces and rings, the kind most women would die for, glimmered alluringly behind the showcase window. One of them was actually pretty similar to something I'd once gotten a girl. But man, What would Mina be happy with? That was a $1 million question right there. And the answer was shrouded in the thickest fog. After giving various pieces of jewelry another cursory look, I ended up walking out of the store. I wonder what she would like. Like, what would you get Mina based on, like, the interaction we've seen of them? What would she want? That's actually really tough. Like, that's not a cut and dry case. Like, the only things I can think of are kind of cliched. Like, I don't know, like some nice flowers, or yeah, like he's looking at like a necklace or something. It's like that feels like it has no substance. Like, is that really worth it? I don't think so. I came upon a Christmas merch corner with its own lit up Christmas tree. Let's see, some hideous looking wooden carvings of Santa, large garlands to decorate your walls or door with. I doubted any of these would make her happy. They had no practical use, and besides, they may not even fit her taste. Also, she'd just end up throwing them out once Christmas was over. The next time she'd think of them would be in a gosh-darn year. Yeah, I'm done. Heaving a brief sigh, I started walking away when... Oh, a snow globe caught my eye. It had a house standing in the middle of a snowy field. The roof was covered in a thick layer of snow, but the windows gave off a warm, reassuring light. The way it lit up the falling snow inside the globe looked really pretty. I found its scenery oddly familiar. I'd never lived in a place like that, but there was still something vaguely nostalgic about it. Not at all. I really enjoyed it. I recalled what she said to me that day. Right, it looked just like the treasure island my brother told me about. I picked up one of the globes on display. I felt like I was holding a tiny fragment of another world. Excuse me, I'll take this one. I wanted her to know. I wanted to show her this scenery. The plastic bag rustled in the cold wind. Great. Like, I actually think that's a really touching idea. It's odd, but I think it'll work, which means I think something horrible is going to happen, and it's not going to work because, you know, this game. The plastic bag rustled in the cold wind. Its sound made my lip curl into a faint smile. Phew. I hoped that bratty maid would like it. You look happy, Haruki. Because I am. Take a look at this, Mamiya. Hi, what a beautiful snow globe. Right? You've been staring at it for a while now. You must like it very much. I won't keep it for much longer, though. Why is that? Because I'm giving it to a certain someone. Oh, I see. If you're so fond of it, though, why not keep it? You don't get it, do ya? You think so? To you, it might be the most amazing thing in the world, but you can't be sure if the other person will also appreciate it just as much as you do. Mamiya, I don't like what you're saying. She's been needling her way into stuff. Ooh. The first Mamiya seemed just kind of, you know, like float on the wind kind of thing. Like, although now I think about it, Mamiya does meddle in like the perfect way, because Mamiya in the first story granted Kato's dreams. Like, he got to dream like whatever he wanted, making his life have excitement and adventure, which is exactly what he craved. And then this Mamiya keeps trying to like needle Haruki into thinking more selfishly, which is odd. I don't get what Mamiya's here for. Like, what is Mamiya's goal? It hurts when another person rejects something you really like. So rather than risk that happening, I think it's much safer to keep it all to yourself. Don't you agree, Haruki? Are you really sure you want to give that snow globe away? It's what I bought it for. I see. Look, it's already midnight. We should go to bed. You're right. Good night, Haruki. I can't wait for Christmas. Oh, yeah, that seals the deal. Welcome back, Master. We're actually holding a party tonight. It will be a modest little thing, but we'll do our utmost to please our dear guests. With some luck, we may even attract a Christmas miracle. Mina, attend the guest at table 3. On my way. Mina, can I get the Christmas version of your special moe power? Of course, Master. Oh. Welcome back, Master. You told me to come. That's right. I almost forgot. Welcome back, Master. Please enjoy the party tonight. Wait. What do you want? Let me go. Are you even listening to me? If you want something, go ahead and say it already. I wanted to apologize. You got nothing to apologize for. We were just killing some time, remember? Yeah, I know. At first, I did genuinely feel that way. I thought you were pretty stupid for getting so obsessed over Natsumi's death. But we never found out why he left his phone with you. He probably just did it on a whim. Look, it doesn't matter anymore. It does to me. I brought you a present. Huh? Isn't it a bit too late to suddenly start treating me like a girl? Look, it's Christmas. And I wanted to, do the whole exchanging presents thing. So I got this for you. I took out the present from my bag. I had wrapped it up myself. The maid gasped. You opened it. You open it. Her voice was trembling. I slowly undid the ribbon and revealed the snow globe to her. It's so awkward, but it's also really kind of adorable. What are all the people in the restaurant going to be thinking? They're like, what? Wow, it's beautiful. The maid studied the snow globe on my palm. The genuine admiration in her voice filled my heart with warmth. It sure is. The tiny pellets of snow continued whirling around inside the globe, each reflecting a tiny snippet of light, which was, in turn, reflected in the maid's deep dark eyes. She slowly raised her face. Our eyes met. You got this? For me? I wanted you to see the scenery. I wanted to show you. Thank you. No problem. It's such a beautiful snow globe. I know. It really looks just like the treasure island. What? All of a sudden, I felt like this entire world had gone silent. The treasure island. Sorry, I must be thinking out loud. I heard about it a long time ago from someone very close to me. Apparently, there's a treasure island somewhere in this world. You mean the one from the movies, right? Oh, not at all. I started to feel like it's a lonely little island where it snows all year round. A sand castle inside me had just begun to collapse. The place is completely shrouded in silence, and there are no people around, only a single house. All sound had died down. Except no one actually lives there, even though the lights are on. But once you go inside, you'll find a warm bed and some soup on the table. Rustle, rustle. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Sure, there may be no treasure or anything grand like that, but it's a warm, inviting place nonetheless. A wonderful island that belongs just to the two of us. Something that had existed deep within my very core suddenly disappeared without a trace. You really did pick out a wonderful present, Morichika. So what's going to happen now? Without being able to even raise my face, I let the snow globe and its miniature world fall from my hand. Oh no, no! The cozy little house, along with the snow-laden field and the glass of the globe, all shattered with a loud crash when they hit the floor. Ah, dang it! Aww. Huh? The air froze around us. Marichika, are you alright? Huh. You gotta be kidding me. Marichika? You're having a Christmas party with a bunch of lonely nerds huddled together. Give me an epic break. I hate this. I hate what's just happened. Oh, gosh. Freaking dang it. Worth to tease all those miserable virgins. And that story about a treasure island. That's even more hilarious than the fact that you actually thought I gave two craps about your little investigation. Look. What's the flashing? Is that a picture? I feel like it's something there. It's all made up, okay? To think you actually believed it. Aren't you embarrassed? There's no way in heck an island like that could ever exist. I think you should leave. I made a mistake inviting you. I want you to leave right now. Frankly, I'm disappointed. I stared at the hospital's white ceiling, as memories of the maid I had failed to make up with drifted through my mind. You will never love anyone. Oh, that's what his brother said. You will never love anyone. I thought I had been handling it pretty well, for someone who could only ever live in the moment. I couldn't stay with one woman for too long. Yeah, that's the kind of person I am. Friends, they didn't matter. I could never be in the loop anyway. You won't ever love anyone. They were just words. And yet, they followed me like a curse. Incapable of love, my heart slowly turned to ice. The loneliness made my skin break out of goosebumps. No matter how warm the air, I'm always freezing to my core. It's like I'm constantly holding ice. And as it thaws, all I get is water running down my fingers. That's why I told you to keep it to yourself. If you'd only stayed alone, you wouldn't have to get hurt. I'm not like the others. Embrace me, and I won't ever betray you. No, embrace me, and I won't ever betray you. I'll love you forever. I'll heal all your wounds. Thanks. It might not be so bad being alone, especially if you're always there for me. That's right. I'm always there with you, even if you're alone. The snow felt harder and harder, and began to pile on top of me. How many hours or days has it been? I kept wandering with no particular goal in mind. I'd even lost track of the passage of time. Couldn't stop coughing. I'd lost my aspirator a long time ago. Anyway. Huh? Really? No way. Tojo? What's wrong? Oh, it's that guy with the eyes. Oh, nothing. I'm fine. Hey, aren't you cold? The place over there serves some amazing lattes. Really? That sounds great. Let's take a look. I kept on walking with a vacant look in my eyes. I averted my gaze from the illumination, the cheerful couples, the happy families with their shopping bags full of cakes and fried chicken. I turned my back on the world at large. None of it had anything to do with me. Complete indifference and crushing loneliness. Like a dark, endless void. The lights were getting too bright. My throat. The dizziness. The pain. I suddenly felt a sharp pain in my chest. I crumpled to the ground whilst desperately trying to catch my breath. Gritting my teeth, I simply waited for the pain to pass, but it never did. I looked up in hopes of finding help, but no one cared to even meet my gaze. Almost like I was invisible. The gleaming illuminations, the display windows reflecting the dreams of children, the cheerful Christmas song that enveloped the town. They surrounded me, and yet only I was still alone, cut off from the rest of the world. Someone, anyone, please help me. Mamiya. It's all right. I'm always here for you, Haruki. Make it stop. I can't stand this loneliness anymore. I doubted anyone else was looking forward to the end of the world as much as I did. My life had always felt like I'd been watching it in the third person, like a movie. If it were to end, I would want it to be spectacle. Make it an ensemble cast work even, something large scale that would downplay my personal pain. That way, I wouldn't have to bear this shivering on my own. To tell the truth, I've always hated everything. This cheerful town, this happy families, and every single goddamn Christmas I had spent alone. I see. The sound of rolling film, the persistent noise of the projector, sparse seats, lights near my feet. You have a choice. You can always stand up and leave before the film goes off the rails. In this cold clockwork town. Come with me. I keep on watching a long, long movie. To the wonderful, boundless world of the trichiliocosm. Trichiliocosm. I think that's what it is, trichiliocosm. The crowd froze, as if time itself had come to a halt. The snow continued piling atop Morichika's back. I brushed it off and touched his hand. It was deathly cold, and heart-wrenchingly sad. Morichika Haruki. Why? All right. Okay. Yeah, so he seems to be like a common thread through all of them. Interesting. And that's the end of that story. Dang. I think I'm going to talk about this one, and then I might go ahead and end it. It's a little bit of a short episode, but that's such a good place to go, and I don't know if I have the time and means to just jump right into the next story. For something I'll explain in a bit, but that just hurt. It hurt because, like, you know it's coming, because, like, this is obviously a tragedy. Like, these stories are tragedies, but it really sucks that, like, the way things played out. But how did she hear the same story? The best I can get is that perhaps she knew his brother, but then who was the brother who, like, seemed to care about him so much, and then in the end, before he, like, passed away, he told him that he, like, effectively cursed him, not like with a real curse, I don't think, but, like, gave him the haunting phrase, like, you'll never love anyone. Like, why would he do that? How did she know the story, the exact same story? And, like, why was Mamiya, like, wanting him to, like, die? Like, she wanted to escort him all alone, dependent only on her. So Mamiya, the first story, just seemed kind of like a footnote. But in this story, Mamiya seemed to be malicious. Like, highly malicious. Disturbingly malicious. And we also see that there's characters who are crossing paths. So the next two stories we're going to see, like, had intersections with these characters. So are we going to see those intersections? Or are they going to pick up parts of stories we haven't seen? Or all these things, like, not actually, like, futures? I don't know. Like, there's a lot to this story that I'm just not sure about. Like, why we keep resetting. Like, are we just seeing the stories from different perspectives or what? I don't know. I'm just really curious to figure that out. But yeah, it's really fun. So anyway, the reason why I'm also, like, going to be wrapping this up a little early is the fact that I'm going to be taking a bit of a vacation. So don't expect, like, there's going to be a bit of a break in these videos. Not too long, but enough of one that I don't want you thinking that, like, the channel's vanishing or that, like, I'm not going to continue this. I am. I think this is a good place to stop. I don't want to get caught up in a story, take my vacation, and forget where I am and, like, kind of lose track of all of that. It's unfortunate that I was, like, so close to the end from last episode, but it still felt like a good place to end it at that time. And I'd like, this will be just a bit of a shorter episode. Most of the time this won't happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope everyone is interested. I'd love to read your comments about this one. Even while I'm on vacation, I should be responding to comments and reading them. So, like, what did you think about that? Like, and what do you think was wrong with Haruki anyway? Like what was, like, the whole idea maybe with his brother? Like, and then, like, Natsumi too. Like, how's Natsumi tied to all this? Did perhaps he know the story and tell her about it? That could be part of it. I don't know. It's all very there's so many more questions than answers in this so far. I wonder if we're gonna get them all or not. Like, I hope the game can continue to deliver, because so far, like, the more and more the questions are piling up, it's like, it feels like it's a tall order for it to fill it all in. But whew, excuse me, I'm excited to push forward and to figure it out. But thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me for this shorter video, but I appreciate it all the same. It was really fun to be able to record, and I hope you enjoy it. Continue to watch stuff on the channel. There's plenty of great series if you haven't watched. If you're looking for something to watch while on the break, there's another smaller series that I'd highly recommend. It would be Seabed. I had a full playthrough of it on here. It's fantastic. Another very mysterious story. Maybe a little, like a lot less dark, but very much character driven. It's very much worth your time. I highly recommend you check it out. But thank you guys so much. And thank you to the patrons who help make this channel so much more possible. I appreciate every second of your support. You guys really are awesome. So thank you so much. And until the next video, watch me up. See me next. I'll see you there.